Hey guys, this is App Reviewer. Today we'll be taking a look at our second case in our One X coverage. This is the Speck CandyShell Grip for the One X. This retails for $35 and I picked it up at AT&T. So some of the things that Speck has to say about it is that it's an extra grippy hard shell case. Features 2 layers in one, textured finger pads, rubberized interior layer, and it's shock absorbent. So let's open it up. I've been using the case for a couple days now and I'm actually a big fan of it because I've had it on my iPod Touch in the past. So you can see that case right here. It's pretty similar except for the actual differences in cutouts that the One X has over the iPod Touch. So let's pull this out. You can see on the inside you have that nice silicone layer. It's not a cheap silicone, to be honest with you, it's more of a TPU material. And on the back you have a white hard plastic which keeps it nice and rigid, and then the silicone to add some more shock absorbency. So the silicone is definitely the prevalent material on here, whereas the plastic is just added to give it some rigidity and also some extra drop protection. So you can see you have your cutout for the camera and flash, micro USB, headphone jack, etc. So let's pop this on the phone and see exactly how it fits. So installation is actually super simple. All you have to do is start off through the bottom and then just snap it up top and it fits like a glove. So it's a very snug fit, very tight fit, but at the same time this means that your device will not fall out of this. So you can see on the front you've got a very nice lay on the table design all around here. It's actually pretty thick, so you don't have to worry about your screen getting scratched up if you place this face down. On the back you can see a cutout for the camera and the flash, nice and ample. I love the way they've made the cutout with a little bit of silicone just to add an accent of color. You've got the Speck logo right here. One thing to mention is that this plastic right here will get scratched up very badly because they use some sort of plastic with a gloss coating, so it'll get scratched up pretty badly over time. And I've seen this on all my CandyShell cases, from the iPhone to the iPod Touch, so just a word of warning. Now you can see right here the silicone has a slight texture to it. It's very comfortable to hold, but you'll notice that a little bit of dust will get in there, but it's not too hard to get off. The corners also have a little bit of silicone to allow you to maneuver them out of place, so you can actually work your case out of there with no problems. On the left hand side you have the micro USB charger, no problems with it, nice and ample. As we work our way downwards you can see a very small but also very precise cutout for the secondary microphone. On the right hand side you've got a covering for the volume rocker. This is actually very tough to press, much more difficult than for the Casemate Tough case. It's almost impossible to press. You got to put a little bit of pressure in there just to get a little bit of feedback. So not the greatest buttons I've seen, and the same thing goes for the power button. You got to press pretty hard, give it some pressure just to make sure it works. So not a big fan of these coverings right here. Now you can see a cutout for the headphone jack and the microphone. Works fine, no problems whatsoever. And overall the case looks great, it's fantastic. I love the contrast between the black and the white. And finally you've got the cutout for the speakers. No problems with it whatsoever, other than it's just a little bit misaligned, but the sound quality is fine, no problems with muffling on it. So the reason this case is called the CandyShell Grip is obviously because it adds a lot of grip to the device. So you'll find grip on the back, also the buttons, and then the front has a silicone layer all around it. So unless you're very prone to dropping your phone, you will not drop this one because it feels very solid and also has grip all around it. So if you do drop it, you probably deserve to drop it. Now, in terms of protection, you will get some pretty good protection out of it. Not great like the OtterBox Commuter or the Tough case, but still good enough to justify the fact that this case is actually pretty slim. So the hybrid design is good because the plastic adds rigidity and then the silicone will add some good shock absorption. And also most importantly is the fact that there's silicone on the corner, so if you were to drop your phone on a corner, the silicone will absorb it before spreading it out through the device, which is very good. Overall, I'm definitely impressed with the case. The only issue, like I said, is the fact that the power and volume rockers are pretty bad. They're pretty hard to press, so not the greatest there, but I do see them working in over time because it is silicone. So if you do press them in for a period of, I don't know, maybe a month or 2 months, they might work in over time. But those are my only major concerns with it. Other than that, the price is a little bit expensive at $35 plus tax. So if you like the case, you can also pick it up in a variety of different color options from Speck or AT&T. Now, I definitely recommend it if you're willing to pay that premium price point because it offers good protection and it's stylish, and it's a great overall average case for the average user. So if you're interested in picking it up, you can do so at your local AT&T store or on the Speck website. Anyways guys, thanks a lot for watching and stay tuned for more of my content. Cheers.